Hey Internet, it's me. And him. And we just watched Undine, or Undine.
Undine!
Now, we looked it up afterward. It's listed as fantasy, thriller, mystery, drama, and romance. And I'm gonna have to disagree with 3 of those tags. Yeah, usually when I do these marathons, like, I go into movies blind. I don't know anything about them. I know, like, the title and the poster, and occasionally I'll get just the overall Rotten Tomatoes score. But anything that's tagged with thriller or suspense or horror, I'll put on my list. And so that's how this one ended up there. And now that I've given all that preamble, I don't know why this was tagged with thriller or mystery. It was neither of those things.
It was like 98% romance, 2% weird magical mystery.
Yeah, it was not... And this thing, it's hard to talk about now because, like, it wasn't... If you went into it expecting a romantic drama, it was perfectly fine. It was a fine movie in that aspect, you know? It was shot well, it was interesting enough. Like, I was curious to see what was going to happen with the characters.
It was like a weird live-action Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
Except with a less good story.
Little less magic. But I don't know, like, if I'm trying to judge it just as a mystery or a thriller, it's not. She does kill the one guy, which she said she would. But, like, it's not... Even that's kind of anticlimactic.
I looked up in the middle of the movie. I had to look up because I was looking for the Lake House, Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock, where it's a romance the whole time until the very end when you realize, oh, they're talking to each other through time through the mailbox.
Yeah.
So it's like 90% romance, tiny bit of magicalness.
Yeah, and that's what this was, where, like, you know, she just disappears into the pond, ocean, whatever.
It's like a weird take on Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, it was... I don't know. I don't really know what to say here. If for some reason you're looking for horror movies and you see the thriller tag on this one, don't believe the lie. It is not. But I guess if you want a dramatic romance movie, it's perfectly fine.
It's fine. It's like a middle of the road 5.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad plot.
It's just what we weren't in the mood for. So
yeah, it's not what I was expecting in a horror movie.
You got really in the mood for this kind of movie to watch that. So.
If you need a chick flick to make out with your girlfriend or boyfriend with...
I don't even think it would be a chick flick. Like, there's the staying alive bit is funny for a half a second.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's really...
That's true. For a chick flick, you want more romantic.
It's a dramatic romance, not a comedy romance.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine for what it is. It just lied with some of those extra tags there. So... Yeah, I don't really know what else we can say. There's no blood or gore or kills to talk about. It wasn't really a horror, so...
The whole thing was in German, right?
French?
I don't know, like...
But no, they kept mentioning Berlin.
Did it start as French, and then when she started talking to the people in the architecture place, like, she started talking about German, and then that guy was German?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I was wondering the whole time, too, like...
I don't know my language.
Just to talk about that movie now, like, I kept wondering, because they would linger on a lot of her speeches when she was giving them, like the history speeches. I was wondering, like, is there supposed to be some parallel there that I'm not seeing? Of, like, the reunification of East and West Germany, and then the story of the movie that we're watching unfold? Like, I'm sure there's a parallel there, because her speeches went on for too long for them to just be non sequiturs.
I think it was just, they pointed out... like, spots that pertained to her in the story. Like the cafe. That's about it. Like, they showed the winding path, and that's where they walked by the river.
Yeah. That could be too, then. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't know if I was reading too much into it or something, but just... They kept showing decent amounts of her speeches, so I was wondering, like, I wonder if there's an analog here that I'm not getting.
Right. I was wondering, like, in the beginning, when she's talking to Johannes, she was like, if you leave me, you'll die.
Or she flat out said, I'll kill you.
I'll kill you, yeah. So, but, like, would she have if it wasn't for him being seen on the river and ruining her relationship?
Yeah.
Like, would she have actually...
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like she completely moved on and forgot about it for the most part.
Yeah.
I will say, too, that whole argument was overblown. Like, he was mad at her for lying. But She didn't lie. She wasn't waiting for the guy. She had accepted that he wasn't coming back. Like, she was upset and a little distraught, but she wasn't necessarily waiting.
She never waited for him. He
No.
waited for her. She met with him and they didn't do anything. If he was watching the whole time, they talked for like 2 seconds and then she left.
Yeah. And it sounds like he didn't even know about that. He knew about the first day when they met. And it's like, but she didn't lie. And even if she lied then, you've been together for however long since then. Like, she's moved on. She's with you. So, I don't know. That was a weird argument. I don't know why that was part of the story. It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall, if you want horror, this is not it. But if you want a romantic drama, whatever, then it's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's that. I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know what you're doing because your schedule's weird, but he'll probably be back at some point. Maybe, we don't really know. Yeah,